Everyone, hope everyone's enjoying their lunch. I'd like to introduce my colleague, Jake Warren, over there in the thing. So if anything we say is of interest to you, please feel free to tackle one of us later on, and we'll tell you more about us. But before I get started, I would like to thank the Media Post team for this wonderful event and for hosting us. This is my first time in my career at a Media Post event, so I'm really happy to be here. I do always tell folks these days that there's never any worry of being nervous when public speaking, because half the time you're talking to folks that are on their phone, and now combined with lunch, we'll see. But with most people on the phone, I do want to point out we do have an active QR code here, and for that, if you want to go scan your phone on that will do two things. One, with a partnership with Givesly, this will allow a fund to be activated so that you can donate to one of three charities. One is for plastics in the ocean, the other is to plant trees on Earth, and the other is for scholarship for girls who code. And then the second thing it will be is to enter a raffle. Typically, I like to make the raffle, contextually relevant to where we are, but I didn't think Mardi Gras beads would be overly appropriate, so we're partnered with Goldbelly, and we'll send a food package of New Orleans themed food to you, mostly around like gumbo and stuff. So feel free to do that at any time during today. But just to sort of introduce Equativ, we're basically three things. We are an independent ad server, so think in terms of if you're a web-based publisher, think in terms of GAM. We are a video ad server, so think in terms of like a Freewheel, or in terms of SSAI, SpringServe and Publica. And we are a demand-facing platform. We've got two DSPs ourselves, a self-service DSP and a managed service DSP, but also a demand facilitation team across the globe. So we've got people across the globe contracting out and working with big six agencies. And then specifically within North America, we've got a managed service team that's covering 300 different cities. And what that does is bring sort of unique demand from tier 2 and tier 3s that otherwise themselves wouldn't have seats at the top DSPs, or are oftentimes overlooked by even the most robust direct sales staffs. We are a trusted partner across the globe. We work with over 50, 60% of top Comscore sites and broadcasters. And as part of trust, we are, as a French-based company, have been at the forefront of GDPR, and now, in a world of CCPA and CPRA, have written that into all of our contracts and are leading the charge on all privacy and data security. I'm going to jump to point 4 here because I noticed I laid out that we're committed to performance and security, but truly, when you talk about security, I think there's the table stakes of which we adhere to, which is, we work with human for all IVT, we work with Confiant as it relates to bad ads, and we certainly have a very tight rigor around all of the publishers we work with, as well as all of the demand we bring in. And where that comes into play, in addition to data security, I think is twofold. If you're a publisher and you're wholly reliant or majority reliant on programmatic for your revenue, obviously you need these safeties and securities in place because you're talking about 100% of your revenue. If you're a publisher that is less reliant on programmatic because you have such strong direct sales staffs, at times, even though you're less dependent on it for your revenue, I feel like it's more important to have these rigors in place because of your own business reputation. And so when it comes to like either blocking rules for certain categories or for certain types of creative, we have an ability to make sure that we're working with you based on both your existing business partners as well as the industry at large. And I think the last thing I kind of want to touch on is sort of a service we've newly launched, which deals with curation. And where curation becomes important, I think, in today's marketplace is it's the allowance of either your first-party data or a data company's data, like a LiveRamp or something, to utilize that data to either sell impressions across your platform or to allow your platform to be available for other deals to utilize that data across your platform. So in a world where you've got so much focus on whether they be big branded or out-of-the-box sponsorships, there is still impressions that need to be sold. There are still impressions that need to be allocated. And utilizing curation allows for new modes of enhanced data to sell those impressions either on your behalf or by you, both increasing your yield. And if you're the seller of those impressions, this then allows you to create a new revenue stream for yourselves via any of the fees that you're attributing to your participation in this platform. And so, I think we're quickly getting into a place when we talk about content of discovery, like we're all the same users. When we go onto Netflix, we can't even find what we want to watch, let alone find the streaming service for a show we know we want to watch. It's not that different on the direct sales world of all the brands and agencies that are out there. They've now got thousands of choices. So even the best direct sales teams, representing the best brands in the company, still have a hard time getting the proper and due attention that they themselves deserve. And so utilizing a curation platform allows for a protected environment, but to also use that brand's content and the data associated with the user to drive incremental yield. So that's pretty much, in short, the Equativ positioning. I thank you for your time and attention, and I hope your sandwiches are delicious. But thank you. If anyone has any questions, I'd be happy to take them, or see you later on over the next 2 days.
Thanks, George. And you have a colleague here, Jake. Where's Jake? There's Jake right there. All right.